It's yours truly, Ricovibes. Welcome to another edition of the Ricovibes video podcast. Now, you normally see me interview artists and actors and all that stuff, but I got a special person in the studio today. Matter of fact, I'm going to have her introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Courtney. I'm a flight attendant, a chiropractor, and a YouTuber.
All right. So, where did it start? Because, you know, some people will say, okay, you go from a chiropractor to a flight attendant, it's normally reverse. So where did it start for you?
It started in chiropractic.
Okay.
Like I went to school for that, I did that, and then I got laid off, like suddenly. It was real sudden. Like they came in Tuesday and said Friday, you won't have a job no more. Yeah.
Wow.
I was under contract, so I got paid for I think about 2 months after that. And then I couldn't find work at all. Like it was no work, nowhere. And then I ended up getting into teaching high school and college, and I liked that a lot.
Really?
But I was just like, my schedule.
What did you teach? Not to cut you.
Okay, so high school I taught healthcare and sports medicine, and at the college I taught human anatomy.
Wow, okay.
And it just was too time consuming, especially in the high school. They absorbed all of my time. Like when you leave as a teacher, you still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's a lot of work.
Great papers and all that stuff.
Papers are great, and then I had leadership roles. I was department chair and this coordinator and that coordinator, and I was just like, this is too much. So, and I still practice chiropractic. Of course, not full time when I taught, but I didn't really. I wanted to get back into chiropractic more.
Gotcha.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to be a teacher anymore. And then I started applying for flight attendant jobs because I always was interested in being a flight attendant, but I was so focused on finishing school because to become a chiropractor, it took 8 years. I did 4 years of undergrad, and then I did about 4 years of chiropractic school. So I was like, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm going to do it.
Right.
And then after that, I was like, okay, let me slow down a little bit. And I got back into practicing more, and I'm a flight attendant now.
So what are the challenges did you find, or did you find any challenges as a flight attendant?
Okay, so in the beginning, it's like a completely different lifestyle change. It's not a regular lifestyle. You're always on the go.
Right.
And now I have it pretty maintained. I pretty much have my set schedule. I fly the days I want per week, and then I practice chiropractic the days I want per week. But in the beginning, it was just like being used to being on the go, being on airplanes, going up and down a lot, because you can get tired. So you have to make sure you stay hydrated. And then at one point I kind of moved to Chicago when I first became a flight attendant because I've worked for 2 different airlines. The first one was good, but I didn't really want to work for the airline. I kind of worked there interim just to get to the one I am where I am now. So it was just like it was a lot in the beginning, but it was fun.
Right.
But it was good because it's just me. I didn't have anybody else to worry about, so it was really easy for me to.
You have that dog. You have the dog, right?
You have a dog, but
I'm just messing with
people love dogs. You know, you can be like, "Can you take care of my dog?"
Right.
Yeah, he went on. But yeah, so it was a completely different lifestyle change. It was on the go, being busy, and just trying to maintain a set schedule. Because in the beginning, you don't have any what we call seniority. You don't have any time, so you do whatever they tell you to do.
Yeah.
You have no control over that. So after I did that for a little while, I was like, okay, I'm gaining seniority, and I was able to switch. But then the airline that I really wanted to work for, they reached out to me. So I basically started the whole process over again. And this time I kind of lived in Oakland a little bit, but not as much, Oakland, California. But I really wasn't there that much. Like I was only in Oakland for really 1 month. And I'm based in Denver now, but I don't really go out to Denver.
Gotcha.
I usually fly out of Atlanta. So stuff like that. Now I've gotten used to the lifestyle. I can manage how I work my schedule, stuff like that.
How many years has it been?
It'll be 3 years in April.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years in April. So it's fun. It's been fun times.
How do you split the 2 jobs though, the flight attendant and the chiropractor?
So I'm not like a salaried employee as a chiropractor. I do what we call contract work.
Okay.
So people reach out to me and ask me, can you work these days? I say yes or no, and yeah.
Okay.
So I really control my own schedule on both flight attendant and chiropractor. Like that's why the airline that I work for now, that's why I really wanted to work for them, because you can work as much as you want or as little as you want with no penalty. You can control your schedule. You can sell and buy trips, what we call it, like your schedule. It's just they let you do you, as long as you show up for work and do what you're supposed to do.
So are you considered a full-time employee?
Yeah, with with flight attendant, your full-time is at my airline is between 72 and 80 hours a month.
Okay.
So some people can do that in a half month. Yeah. So that's our full-time. But I usually fly around 90-ish, 95 hours a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got you into vlogging?
So I used to get the same questions over and over with my first airline. The first airline, there was no information out about the interview process, the hiring process, and people would kind of look at my uniform and be like, oh, you work for them. Can you tell me what to do? And I used to answer the same questions over and over and over again. I was like, you know what? I'm going to create a video. So I created a video about that. And then I used to get questions about training. What do you pack for training? What is it like? What is this? So I created a training video about training. And then once my airline that I work with now reached out to me, I was like, you know what? I need to let these people know I don't work here anymore. So I did a flying my last trip with that airline. And then I just recently looked at that video last week and I was like, it was so bad. It was horrible.
It was your first one.
It was my very first one. It was so bad. But from that, I got the spark of like, let me vlog this, because people wanted to know more about the flight attendant lifestyle, especially like with me having a dog and me working a whole nother career and the transition. People really wanted to know how I maintain it. Am I like sleep all days on my day off, which I'm not. And yeah, so that's when I got into it. And then when I started vlogging, I was like, this is fun. And then it was in the beginning, I was kind of nervous because I didn't really want to show too much or too little. But now I've gotten the hang of it, and it's good. I like it. So
you're your own narrator, your own camera person?
On everything.
You own everything?
Yeah, people reach out to me to like edit my videos.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I don't.
What's your process though?
Okay, so today is Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? So I usually fly Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
So I record the vlog Sunday, so I'm recording and I'm working, I'm recording, I'm working. So when I get back on Tuesday night, which is like 5 p.m., I usually get back, I just relax. I don't touch it anymore. I don't say I'm home. Usually I wait till the next day when I'm fresh and I'll say, oh, I'm at home, this is what I have to do today. Or I kind of add a little bit of home life in there, because people don't only want to, like, they want to know the flight attendant life. So I add a little home life in there. And I'm usually not done vlogging with one vlog. Like, it'll do Sunday through like Friday or Saturday, depending on how active I am during the week. Sometimes I don't do much. I just go to the gym and walk my dog. That's all I do. And the other times, like, I'm here, like doing a podcast interview, or I'm like, I might have appointments or have to record other videos. I did that today. So it just depends on how active I am during the week. So then I'll transfer all the videos to my laptop. And that's one thing I'll do. So I transfer all the videos and I'll put them in, I record or I edit with iMovie. So I record them all in iMovie, and then that'll be it. So I'll do that. Then maybe the next day I'll start and I'll clean it up. Like, I'll look at, I don't want that clip, or I like this clip. I'll do minor editing.
Gotcha.
And then after that, because I don't record all in one sitting, because if you do that, you start getting lazy about the things you allow into it. You should know that, because you edit, Of course. So you start getting lazy about what you allow in and allow out. So I only will do maybe like 2 hours a day. I've noticed, I don't really time it, but in my mind, I'll say, okay, I'm sick of looking at this, so I'll stop. But it's about 2 hours. So every day I'll do 2 hours until I'm done. And I'll just focus on that. I won't touch my phone. I won't take any phone calls. I'll just focus, and that way it's quicker instead of me doing a little bit here and there. And then once I do that, I'll go through, I'll make sure I add like my logo and the music. I have to do it in a process, because if you go out of order, it takes longer for you to edit. So you have to go in a process. So yeah, once I do it, I just try to do a little bit every day. I don't wait till the last minute, because then I start getting overwhelmed. I'm like, oh God, why did I wait so long? Or I'll be flying and I'm trying to use hotel Wi-Fi to upload on YouTube, which is like, no. So, or like I might have a regular flight schedule and I might not land until like 11 o'clock at night in California. But what time is that here? We're 3 hours behind. So it's like mentally and physically I can't do it. So I try to do most of my editing while I'm in Atlanta. And then I'll clean it up, or I add the finishing touches when I'm on a trip. I'll do that. And I usually will upload while I'm flying.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you do seasons, or how does it work for you? Do you do episodes, or?
It depends. I did a series flying during COVID-19 because everybody wanted to know what that was like. So I've ended that series because we're going to be flying during COVID-19 for a long time. So I ended that series, and now I just do like themes. Beach themes. I kind of organize my videos by what's in them. So, because I have a lot now, so I have to organize and say, okay, we were in Omaha, Nebraska, or we were in New York, or I'll do it like that instead of they just be like a blob of videos and you don't really know what you want to see.
Wow. What would you say was your most interesting encounter being a flight attendant?
My very, very, very first trip now with the airline, my previous airline, we were going from Chicago to somewhere in Canada, far away. I don't know, it was like a long flight, like 4 hours. And with my previous airline, we used to fly smaller planes, like 76 people max. And this father and son got on, and when they got on, they just weren't right. You know, you just kind of feel out people, and they weren't really cordial. They were just like, don't talk to me type thing. But you know, a lot of people are like that. So I didn't even think nothing of it. But we were having really bad turbulence, and the father got up during the turbulence. We, as the flight attendants, were sitting in our seats, like strapped in. That's how bad it was. He got up and goes to the bathroom. So the pilot called us and said, is somebody in the bathroom? We're like, yeah. He was like, you need to get him out of there. So we're like knocking on the door, come out. And he wouldn't answer. So at that point, we think he might be injured. So we were like, I'm going to knock one more time. And if you don't answer, we're going to have to come in. So he swung the door open, and he had his penis in his hand. And he was like, you guys are so rude, da da da. And I was just like,
wow. Were you the one to encounter that?
Yes, it was me and the other flight attendant.
Serious?
Yeah, he swung the door open. He swung it open really wide as it can go. So she was standing there, I was standing here. We were both like, why would you do that? So we called a pilot, and we were going to Canada. And I don't know if you have any Canadian viewers, or they're really strict on everything when it comes to like policies. So when we landed in Canada, the police were there, and they like took him out the airplane because he like exposed himself to us, and that's definitely not allowed. So yeah, it was bad. It was that was my very first trip as a flight attendant. So when I tell people their story, they're like, how
did you continue after that?
It was regular. I mean,
really?
Yeah, that's really the strangest thing. I actually had an incident happen on my last trip where, when, as you know, they probably make the announcements, passengers can't be up while the plane is on the runway.
Correct.
And this guy got really upset. He said someone stole his phone, and he was up walking around, and the pilots had to park the plane, and the police had to meet the plane because he threatened people, and it was just,
Yeah, I often wonder how you guys do it, because I fly a lot. Well, I used to fly a lot before COVID, and I see how people deal with you guys, and you guys, you have to remain calm at all times. And I'm like, how do they do that?
Yeah, I don't usually run into rude people. I like all the rude people I can remember. That's how few it's been. I mean, of course, it's only been not even 3 years yet, but I'm sure it'll be plenty more. But yeah, I just treat everybody the same. I don't try to go above or below. I just treat everybody the same. Now, it's certain situations where you have to do more, of course, but yeah, or you feel the urge to do more, whether it's good or bad. But yeah, I just try to, if I treat everybody the same level of kindness, I don't have to worry about you acting out in any way.
Wow. Where do you see the vlog going from here?
Well, I'm what's called monetized now. So I get paid to upload.
Okay.
And you get paid off of the ads that they run on your channel. So I get paid for that, and I just want to grow it and grow it. People have been reaching out for like interviews in different countries, or people want to reach out and like use my videos in other platforms. And I want it to be bigger. I want it to turn into something where it's just not flight attendant. Like you can see that too, but I want to do like lifestyle and of course chiropractic, things like that. I want to expand it more.
Now, it was fascinating for me because when I saw it first, I met you, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 years ago?
Yes, it's been about that long, yeah.
And then between that time, I hadn't seen you in a while. A couple of times here and there. And when I saw it, I thought it was just so fascinating. I said, wait a minute, I know that girl. Because you barely talked when I knew you, because we would always meet up in parties.
Yeah.
So when I saw, what's your background? What's your nationality?
I'm American. I'm Native American, actually.
Okay.
My family, I'm from Southwest Georgia, a small town called Camilla. I was raised on a farm. I live so far out in the country. We just had to put the city name on there, but I live in, I'm from an unincorporated community. It's called
Really?
Greeno Unincorporated in Southwest Georgia. So I raised on a farm. We still have our farm. We still have cows and pine straw. That's what we farm. And
So how did you get into the Caribbean community? Because I've met you at you were
through
there
friends
mass and stuff.
Yeah, through friends.
Okay.
Friends introduced me to it. I was like, oh, this is fun. Let me do more. And then I just met more people
Right.
and got into it, and that's how it happened.
Wow,
But I'm,
wow.
as far as I know, you know how
Right,
that can go.
right.
I'm not of Caribbean descent at
Gotcha.
all. But yeah, my family is Native American.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it hard to keep a relationship doing, considering what you do, travel so much and all that stuff?
No, I think in the beginning I just had to make an announcement to my friends like, I don't care if you think I'm in the air or on the ground. Invite me. I don't care because you don't know. Invite me to
Right,
everything. Like,
right.
don't assume that I'm not around, because if y'all have a gathering
Right.
and I didn't get invited, I'm gonna have attitude.
Oh.
So yes.
Okay.
So once we got past that, everything is fine. Like, I say yes or no. Sometimes at the last minute I might can't go. Or sometimes I'll just pop up and they'll be like, oh, we didn't know you were in town. Yeah, so it's a lot of that. But now it's less of that. Like I said, I've got a really good grip on my schedule
Gotcha,
now. And it's just like, well, I know you're going to be here Friday. Or sometimes it's so easy now that I might just do extra trips or something. So yeah, once we got past the invite me, it don't matter if I'm in town or not, everything was,
good.
yeah. And I only had to say that one time. And then, yeah, everything is good now.
Now, where's the furthest place you've traveled
For work,
for work?
furthest place I've traveled for work is, I'll say I've done what we call transcontinental, so like Baltimore to Oakland or Columbus, Ohio to California, like that. Never
overseas.
Yeah, we don't fly overseas. We do the Caribbean, Mexico, Costa Rica. We do Central America and the Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I haven't been blessed with any of those trips.
Really?
I haven't been long. I guess they're long enough. But some people get to fly to Hawaii a lot. But people have to call out sick or irregular operations. It's like a lot that goes with it. But then sometimes I'm like, dang, do I want to work a 5-hour flight to? Because sometimes when I do the 5-hour flights here in the States, I'm just like, this is too long. What do you do on a plane? Working. Because it's not like I can take a nap.
Yeah.
People are going to be asleep. They don't, like, some passengers, they just want to get to where they're going. They don't want anything from you. They just, and I experienced that more.
Really?
Then, they'll come on, they'll speak, and they'll go to sleep. They might ask you for water. But for the most part, people are to themselves. So, yeah, you get bored. You can only read so many books, which I don't do on the airplane because I get sleepy,
Wow. What advice do you have to give to young ladies like yourself, who may want to get into the travel industry or chiropractor industry?
Be determined. Like when I was in school, you know how when you're in high school and your counselor tells you, oh, you might want to do this or you might want to do that. They basically told me I was not smart enough to be a doctor.
Are you serious?
Yes, I got told that twice by 2 different counselors. And
How did they justify telling you that?
they just try to according to your test scores. It was a lot of that. And like for me, now that I've been an educator and I've seen different types of learning styles and personalities and stuff like that, there are a lot of things that go on with people that can distract them from things that they really want and they can achieve, but they're distracted. And then sometimes they're distracted from things that they have no control over. And it's especially like that with children. So I just think about, I was told that a lot. And like, what if I had to believe them, And I knew I wanted to be a doctor. I knew since I was 12. So I was just like, any
Was there
advice?
someone in your family?
No, I'm the only doctor in my family.
Okay.
Yeah, mother and father side. There are no other doctors. So I just knew that's what I wanted to do, and I went for it. I didn't let them tell me yes or no. If I needed help, I reached out. Sometimes now that I look back, I should have reached out more. Like, I feel like now, especially now, like, it's so much information. It's so easy to get so much information. It's too much. So you need to just go to a person who's already done it.
Gotcha.
So reach out to people that could be your mentors. Ask someone to be your mentor.
Right.
Don't feel ashamed by saying, you know what, I like you. I like your style. I like everything about you. Will you mentor me? Will you? And then if they say yes and they disappear, harass them,
Gotcha.
Because people get busy.
Right.
Just be determined, be focused. If you want to do it, just go for it. Like I said, the airline that I work for now, it took me 2 years almost to get hired with them. I applied February 2018, and they did not reach out to me until May 2019.
Wow. Okay.
That's how long I had to wait. This is just them reaching out to me and saying, let's start the hiring process. It took another few months before I even got hired and went to training.
Wow.
So yeah, it's, you know, you gotta be patient. Yeah, you gotta be patient. If you want something, go for it. Don't let people talk you out of things. I let people talk me out of some things, like career opportunities. Don't let people talk you out of stuff. If you want to do something, do it and go for it. Yeah.
Wow.
Just be ambitious. That's what I always like to tell people. If you want it, I think a lot of things in life, especially with schooling, like if you're not determined on your own, if you don't have like self-drive, self-motivation, you won't do it. So you gotta, it's for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I bet your mom and dad are proud of you.
Yes, my mom has passed away, but my mom used to tell me all the time, like, I'm so proud of you. Now, I'll never forget this. The day I graduated from chiropractic school, she kept saying over and over again, my baby said she was gonna do it, and she did it. She kept repeating that over and over, and she kept saying, all I needed to do was see my baby graduate, because she said she was gonna do it.
Gotcha.
So she was really proud, and sometimes men, you know, you guys hold back on the affection sometimes.
We do.
But my father in his older age has been telling me more how proud he is of me, and yeah, they're really proud. He actually, I just did an interview with him about a month ago, and the interviewers asked him, was he proud of me? And he was like, oh yeah, and he acknowledged it. He was like, I'm telling her more now that I'm proud of her, because she's busy and she doesn't need us as much. I have to reach out and say, do you need something? So yeah.
Well, you know, it's been I love your story, man.
Thanks.
You know, your story is really fascinating, and I think a lot more young ladies, you know, and young men would love to follow you and find out what you do. So tell them where to find you.
So my name is Courttoofly on all social media platforms. So it's COURT2, which is TOO Fly, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Definitely go to YouTube. And if you have questions, DM me. I answer DMs all the time, or emails. I get a lot of emails. It's Courttoofly@gmail about just anything. So just reach out and I'll be happy to respond.
Okay. What's your next topic?
Next topic on my video is this jewelry that I'm wearing. The company reached out to me and asked me, because I used to always wear the same necklace all the time. And they asked me, well, we have a jewelry company. It's sustainable. They're carbon neutral. And I'm like that with the environment. We want to know if we can send you some pieces and you try them out. So this company sent me like 6 pieces of jewelry for me to like wear, see how I like it. And my next 2 videos will be on that. And then it'll be a vlog, which is on Sunday, about my trip 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Wow. I mean, I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is the Ricovibes video podcast. My special guest today. Say your name again.
Courtney Acree.
Because I got a problem with the last name. Pronouncing the last name. Forgive me, folks. We'll be right back.
Bye.